Hey everybody, Jason from animate here. How's everybody doing in these crazy times? So in this snippet, what we're going to talk about is the evolution of this magic trick shot that I did for my webinars. So every week that I animate live for 2 hours and show my approach to shots, right? So in this particular shot, what I wanted to do is some nice broad mechanics, just to kind of figure out like how we can actually make this character interact with a magic hat, right? And then what the result would be is him turning into the big hero skyscraper. So in this particular shot, what I wanted to do is plan it out, right? So I don't normally just jump into Maya and start posing the character. I usually use Flipbook to plan out these kind of cartoony, broad mechanic shots. And it really helps for me to sort of figure things out this way. And like for a character like Ralphie here, I just kind of look at his proportions, right? So like he's got this kind of bigger head, right? And then I'm looking at his body and I'll just sort of simplify it down, right? So it might be just something like this, like where we got like his feet, coming forward like that. And he's got his shorts on, and just try to figure it out nice and simply. Like there's not a lot of details that we really need, like when we're actually planning a shot, right? So if this was the shot, I might just have like an eye like this, and then like like this. And then, I may not even do like the hairline, but, if that was really important to your character, then I just try to do that. So it's really just like a sophisticated stick figure, if you will, right? The stick figure, the way we would normally draw, would just be like one line, right? But I'm really just trying to get like that, but just try to make a little bit of proportion out of it so that I can get some design element in there, so if I was trying to do a pose like this, I can do that. And then like, if I'm trying to make a character look up in the air, it might just be like this, right? And this way, like you can draw things fairly quickly and just let your shots sort of evolve, right? So like if I'm doing that, and then if I had to do like the character sort of anticipating for a jump or something, I do the same sort of thing, like just trying to find the quick shorthand method for drawing, right? So I can allow myself to animate sort of a little bit faster, or to at least plan out my shots a little bit faster. So, I mean, every shot I will go in with a plan, like, so whether it's live action reference or doing these drawings or whatever, but I never go into a shot without first thinking about what I'm actually going to do, because it makes it more fun, right? And, it makes it more fun to actually kind of plan out your shots, collaborate with your director or your lead or your supervisor, just so you can kind of get a fresh eye at this quick early stage of a shot, right? So for this particular shot, let's go to my little folder here of the progression. This is it, right? So I basically just planned it out very, very simply, right? So you can see here, this is the character, there's the hat. I have the hat sort of on a separate level, right? And then I just basically put it on there, right? So as soon as he interacts with it, then it's on the same level. Okay, so I have him pick up the hat, look at it upside down, throw it up in the air. Originally I had this crazy spin where it almost looked like I don't know, some sort of a dancer or something, which would have been fun to animate, but I don't think it suited the character. So like with fresh eyes, it was probably the right decision, like just to keep it a little bit more simple. So look at the hat, throw it up in the air, and then it lands on his head, right? And he's in like a tada pose, So I wanted something very, very clear, very kid-like, like, yay, got a hat on my head, He's a very skillful kid, like making sure that the hat actually lands on his head. But then the hat starts to vibrate. Then we know it's sort of alive. It's a magic hat, right? And then he'll turn into skyscraper, right? So the actual thought here, and I knew like if I wasn't to use any sort of scaling or deformers or anything like that, the way to do it would be through motion, right? So like as I'm kind of squashing Ralphie down, he's kind of dragging, and then as it turns into skyscraper, he's following through from Ralphie's actions, right? So like as he's coming through this way, we'll see like the arms sort of drag up like a skyscraper, right? Now for this part right here, I shot some live action reference because I really wanted to figure out, what that kind of motion would actually be like. Like in here, I kind of played it a little bit more inside, but as I was kind of acting it out, it was a little bit more fun to actually see, see like a bigger kind of a move, like where we're going from this small character into something a little bit bigger. So bringing the hands on the outside really helped with that. So like the live action reference was a great source, like to kind of get me the timing and the follow through of the arms to see like exactly how I can ground this character a little bit more. Not so much to make it realistic, but to make it more believable, right? So from here, well, I'm going to make it was just kind of natural. Like he's now wearing gloves and boots and like a big uniform, right? So I want him to kind of look at his hand, like, then check out his uniform, like check out the boots that he's wearing. Like what the, and then we don't really know what he's going to do, whether he's going to be like, scream, cry, run off, like, what would you do? But he actually loves being Skyscraper. He loves being a superhero, but he's still a kid. So I wanted him to do like this exaggerated kind of superhero pose, at the very end, right? So from here, bringing this in alongside the live action reference into Maya, I was able to kind of go, okay, I'm going to use the timing and some of the ideas from the 2D reference with some of the ideas and the subtleties and the follow through from the live action reference, that's not recorded in the 2D, right? So from there, let's look at some of our blocking here. So blocking is really, for me, just getting the main storytelling poses down, right? So trying to keep it as simple as possible. So it's still in step mode because I really don't want to get distracted by the computer's in-betweens, right? So what I'm looking for here is just the storytelling poses, right? So here, Ralphie literally picking up the hat, okay? Going to look at the hat and checking the underside of the hat, right? And then going right to our anticipation from here straight to our anticipation, and then throwing the hat. So a nice extreme pose. And then from here, like that actual throw was pretty energetic. So I wanted him to do like a quick turn there, but not like to land to do like a few more spins. Just going from here and then landing down into our ta-da pose, right? Then the hat lands. We want to get a little bit of weight. So not to take him out of the ta-da pose, but just like, just like to take the weight of the hat, just so it's a little bit of a reaction. Okay, and then from there, the hat's going to be starting to shake right here, and then the magic starts to happen. So it's sort of like, we want to get that little bit of a squash down, and then continue that action into Skyscraper, boom, right? And then this is where I exploded the arms outwards instead of keeping them inside the silhouette. And I'm always kind of trying to figure out like how can we break up symmetry, even though like it's a very symmetrical pose. If there's a way we can actually make one arm lead the other without destroying the actual spirit of the action, I'll always try to do that.